connected for more power and daily updates TV so and then I'll share daily update TV so then I'll share and subscribe to my YouTube channel like and share. I think markings up here more I can clear parliament because already see on a recent board chair na wapɛ mu aka no kora kyerɛ NDC ne Jinapo live ɛwɔ parliament Jinapo wɔ ho asɛm a ɔka ne sɛ onim ɔmo a ɔmo connive a ɔmo tɔn ɛyɛ saa containers na ɔbɛboa yes ɔbɛboa because ɔno Afenyo markings ne nim sɛ no ECG board chair recent one after ɛyɛ the big mama ɔno na ɛkɔhyɛ nti Afenyo apɛm aka no kora confess sɛ onim nkɔfo bi wɔ port hɔ a ɔmo connive ana ɔmo tɔn saa nneɛma nti ɔbɛ assist anaasɛ ɔbɛma ɛyɛ information bi a ɛyɛ Jinapo bi anya ɔbɛma information so I daily update so we give it the best subscribe me nko ti Afenyo markets name us Kevin as Afenyo markets your code or mention amount of scam Afenyo market we are vision reduce Newz as
Shotik Obwa, he knows he's guilty. Afenyo market real sika. Afenyo market stole millions and billions from Ghanaians through ECG per the report I have. Into or play Sane Kasongo strategy, no. Suddenly, waba parliament. Oh, we all have to fight together and make sure whatever is happening at ECG, you know, it's an institutional problem. It is the bureaucracy. You were the immediate board chair. See ya. Listen to Kasongo.
ECG. I had the privilege of chairing the board in July. Because I'm a businessman, the first question I ask myself is that how can ECG award a contract? And when the contract is awarded, all the person does is deliver at the port, present bill of lading, and request for payment. I said, with the greatest respect, I don't want to use a word. This is parliament. I was shattered. I said, how? And ECG would have to pay. So I realized that ECG was paying a lot of bills when they've not even had access to the goods. And when you ask them, I asked the procurement manager, director of procurement, a question. I said, why did he say, oh, chairman, this is the practice since. This is the practice. And they will bring you document. I listened to honorable member for Sēcrēt, lawyer, you from Sēcrēt, Kesi meeting. And I am adopting his submissions as though they were mine. The time has come. This politics, somebody says MPP, NDC, it's a system problem that I will any day support this minister to embark on reforms. How come containers at the ports, containers that have arrived, the bureaucracy at our ports, they say the containers are missing. Mr. Speaker, it is true that when these containers come, there is some connivance with some customs officials, and they sell these containers, these cables that ECG needs after the supplier has been paid. They sell the container, and then people will sell back to ECG. Are we pretending we don't know? Instead of us to pay attention and kill the rots, then we come here, then MPP, NDC, so now they say, oh, maybe it's happening on the MPP, it's happening on the NDC. No. An honorable minister, I know what you can do. If we can give you support to do it, you must adopt a posture, a non-partisan posture, and tackle the rots. But if we all want to approach it, MPP, NDC, Mr. Speaker, it will remain. NDC will spend 4 years, 16 years, 20 years. The same thing will be there. They will come into opposition, and the same thing would arise again.
Oh, what he's trying to do. At this point, from the Onoe cannot just say, oh, Nimrod and Ekoso, as the board chair, he went there. The question is, what did he do about it? So it is clearly negligence and deliberately causing financial loss to the state. Per his own statement, when he took over as the board chair, and he's given us even more details than we know. Meaning, he has more information than all of the people in parliament. So Afenyo is the first person to assist the government in investigating this matter. Because you say you're a businessman, you became the board chair, and then you have noticed a problem. You have noticed corruption. You have noticed people are scamming Ghanaians. Your job as the board chair, you took an oath to be the board chair is to protect the public purse. So what do you need to do? Immediately you stop it, you write a report, you open investigations, you get people taken into custody to make sure the system is protected. He looked on, he joined the party, he joined the prostitution, he fucked the girls, he became part of the crime, he turned into a virus, he is now killing people, and he steps out to come and tell us that we should all come together and be killed by AIDS. You are mad. Oh, bodam. It is NDC MPP. Today you want collaboration. No. We are fighting this war of corruption as Ghanaians, irrespective of which political party you belong to. NDC is in power. If you are an MPP and you have caused a problem, you need to be jailed. Into a general parliament, you know, he's playing mind games. Oh, where there a Ghana problem? Kwasia, da bena who say, yeah, Bokrono or ECG, a Ghana problem. A MPP now cause a problem, no. A who as the board chair who led the corruption, because Sanka ECG, Yeka say, Anka John Abu Jinapo Bekachere say, ECG was able to make a revenue of $100 billion. Kakwasia, Utru Kro, Kawabe Jinapo say, yeah, you know us. We, Mr. Speaker, we are the minority. When we were there, Kwasia, criminality about the we should come together as a unit. No. We want to stand individually and deal with the problem. You think you are a smart politician, dirty riffraff. And I want you to understand, you have to go to jail. What's the Ghana and out parliament? And now we use and you think say everything is about politics. Every day I'm a businessman. And I wish a business in politics. And now we are Ghana. All the things we were saying in parliament, 99% of Ghanaians did not know. So if the corruption has happened or happened under you, under your leadership, and you did not do anything about it, then it means this is pure negligence. It means you knew the crime was ongoing. When I was a lawyer. So if you have an idea of a crime, and at the end of the day, we find out that you knew about the crime, what makes you? You are a criminal. You are not even supposed to stand in our parliament to even discuss Ghana's issues. I was saying we are doing boxing, we are doing poso, we are doing Songo 99. You are a filthy liar. Now, me say, you see, Freemason for they're the intelligent, honest people in the Freemason. Now, what made you get into that Freemason? So today, Freemason, they are employing criminals. Is this the Freemasonry thing? Now, idea who gina okay. So who gina Freemason yangu po enim na o kan kwasi story we a. O gina sa Freemason yameno obemu ewura Freemason heaven. This guy is an embarrassment. He was trying to play on the conscience of Ghanaians. When did we start to fight corruption as NDC MPP together? No. We are fighting corruption. We are fighting people who have been involved in corruption. So at this point, it's not about NDC being power or MPP being power. It's about who were involved in this crime. And you, the board chair, Afenyo, you oversaw the criminality for all these months and you did not say a word. Today, you are in parliament telling us that you know all that is happening and you didn't take any action. Go and read your rules, the rules governing the board that you were on. You are a liar. Afenyo, you are a filthy, dirty liar. You are a corrupt, dirty criminal who calls himself a politician. Per the report I have seen. You are a thief. You have stolen from Ghanaians. Now let's go into the report. Team, stay with me. What do you say, Jimmy Bejinabe and we all and the bureaucracy, boredom crazy. Mummy and you report to him. What Ghana now we answer say what's how the baby Ghana for Sika. Now look at this. Mummy and kind report no. Report now me the betcha no. The whole Ghana obia any report no. Now this man too was the man who was in charge of procurement. In fact, answer na report no. I mean church obia mu. Now one, this man is Keligajepo or no NNA board chair. A do baby also a jai board chair jumano on your board chair or ECG beam. Yebusan reason also on can and a kufu you know and Afenyo marking beshe ho Afenyo marking so beshe hono and from July see the end of the kufu's tenure or the board chair of ECG. This guy Freddy Dubik Mahama on an MD managing director of ECG. Chrono of course on an MD. He was collaborating with the board chair to make sure ECG is run. Ufriwa, this man, they made him This man, they made him the procurement boss. This man, the background and your procurement. His background was into housing and other things. But what they did was that his background was in estates, any housing or ECG. They moved this man, they merged procurement and merged those two offices, housing and procurement. And the share man wins. Man, we want to calculate an 10 digits on to me yet. He knew nothing about calculations. He knew nothing about procurement. Afenyo marking a kufuademo and of for a specific reason. If you drew also I wanted you to know the actors in this scandal. But the lead actor is Afenyo marking, the leader of the 88 piglets, the MPP minority. Mweja, mobetino position a che. Muye before. Now, Momianko a reporting him. Gigim the whole Ghana Obiahu report to it. This is the first time you are seeing it. Every Ghanaian ehu, because we want you to know the truth. Committee investigations no. Nyabotre obeti ase. Obe say MPP omo before kwasiafo. We need to jail all of them. Now, 4.1.1, key decisions that led to the container hold up at the port. 1, ECG decided to use costs. Now, the question is, why did they do that? Page 20 in the investigative report. Point 5. The containers then started piling up at the port due to the unavailable funds to clear them. In 2.5, the containers started piling up after Dubik Mahama or MD or Keligajepo any board they decided to say they did not give any reason, they stopped. So the containers started piling up. Now, point 6. The Material and Transport Directorate raised the issue at a management meeting, but received the response that there were no funds. You see, Transport Directorate no more ECG at a management meeting, not Dubik Mahama or MD Nitwo, and a transport for now, almost share a shipping and logistics. You must raise say, boss. 5 million they be to a shipping account. No, to see as you can moja your containers so air pile up. Omubusa Dubik Mahama management meeting no or sikeni ho obi amfa Jimmy nkoda sikeni ho enti omu pushi ye Dubik Mahama says sikeni ho omu free onko no a and omu so ye din. Let's move forward. Now go point 7. The Material and Transport Directorate wrote at least 3 memos appealing to management to release funds to enable them to clear the containers. However, no response has been received from management regarding these appeals. Inti transport for no almost any transport directorate for no they kept pushing. At least they wrote about 3 letters. Akroma management and not Dubik Mahama Edano say, boss, the containers are piling. We are incurring losses. We are incurring debt. Ghana for bre Sikano air pilo ho ekeba. Dubik Mahama receiving the 3 letters all told them he does not have any money to give them. He ignored them. Keligajepo was the board chair. Mijujum amount. Senabaya ochina kakobi ana kwasiebi embeka se kwasiebi ana kakobi metina radio so mbeka se ai na NDC for mijujum. Now yanko enim. Let's go to page 21. Sorry. Hey, I've gone ahead of myself. Yanko page 21 in Samuel Dawson. Ubehu point 8. This is still the investigative report. No, this is the first time. Minister, you must I can tell a fucking guy. Yes, I control. Now, point 8. The same investigative report. I'm say, in as much as the containers kept piling up with resultant demurrage coupled with management excuse of the unavailability of funds, ECG through the management director continued awarding new CIF contracts without using competitive procurement methods, requiring the payment of 90% of the contract sum when the suppliers submit the shipping document. Now, procurement transport directorate for Epushia Dubik Mahama Eka Sēcrēt wono. The same time ana containers na pile no na ECG through the board Keligajapo air board chair and Dubik Mahama ECG director no, they were still giving a year contract to companies to be shipping containers or more things to Ghana. In fact, they were basically giving them 90% funding for assuring them to bring it. Into Ghana for we are piling, nyome pile, Kaligajapo, any idea, Dubik Mahama Sēcrēt wono. The same time, no, they were still telling shippers to bring more containers. Busangusa, why? Because the ones at the port, your transport directorate for the Kesi, we don't have money. We need to clear them. They are piling up. We are paying demurrage. Still, also winning funds, but you are able to still contract companies to bring more containers. This is what the investigators, auditors, the investigations, this is what they came to see. So I say, Obi ye BB. 1, Sikana was here declaring your port, I stop it, and babium. 2, we are in charge of clearing of the goods, air catch the MD say, management, your normally pilot, a keba, demurrage chair, or this skinny. 3, the same time as Sēcrēt one, do big Mahan management and still air shipping your ma ede ba a yeteba port. Why is it so? Because I want to add intra. Let's move on. Now, point 9. Listen to point 9. Per custom laws, consignment that are not entered for clearance after 21 days of discharge at the port are registered under uncleared cargo list, UCL, and therefore become the property of the state. Almost say, during the investigations, who say, Embra or why say, container ebe ditema port. Now after 21 days, nipa na or ship container ne buy no when to man clear container na automatically sa container na ebe ye Ghana dia. It becomes a property of the state. And in this case, it's a state agency that basically imported these containers. Until right now, 21 days, the state agency has not paid to clear the containers. So it has become a state property. Into technically, ama manasha de guo and a demurrage action and a still almost shipping more deba. Now, Mamin Kobe Nim. It says, oh, team. Okay. Now, when you read the point 10, this is what it says. Containers that remained uncleared for a period of time attract demurrage charges payable to the shipping line. Into containers in the report wa na say 21 days na so obi ambe year sa shipping line na ebia temaport companies na omu hosti containers na esi o masase so no omu keep containers no. Now demurrage no was say boa o containers every single day bia no it builds up a cano almost all container amount you need to pay basically to make it easy for you shipping line and our companies now a host container and I say container this your so port one you have to pay every day for not coming to clear your container. The big Muhammad knew ECG board led by Keligajapo as the board chair, they knew, they still ignored. They were still shipping containers outside Ghana coming to the port even though they knew say they had hundreds of containers containers sitting there attracting demurrage. They didn't care. They were still shipping in containers. Dubik said there's no money, but they are still ordering more things to be stuck at the port. Why is it so? Somebody is doing something. There is a plan. Point 11. The number of containers on UCL kept rising with exponential increase in demurrages. Into omo who say afedie containers no ba na eba ECG a onyi containers no ba na eba ECG so a mo an omo kra e na abegu na demurrage ache no e na sika ne kosoro. Dubik Muhammad has not care. Kaligajapo, who was the board chair, did not care. Now the
and then I'll share my subscribe. Share the file commission to my dinner, somebody will ya can make for any for me one intro. Afenyo markings, and ye didn't come because Afenyo markings, HRS containers na iron. One Afenyo markings, no bois, I'm NDC for and sack containers because Oba assisted with information because Afenyo markings not too long on the board chair. We are familiar the board chair at my ECG. Familiar board chair in my ECG. And according to Afenyo, where they when you perform Mukunai Bea or Muton a yes and your mom if we a ECG wakache. I'm saying I'm very busy as any of for about us. Said it in the who share the Medina, not who share now documented. Actually, so stay tuned, not stay connected.